Hello, my name is Daniel. This is the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. In 2023, I completed Challenge Roth in 9 hours and 48 minutes. I did that with a 1 hour and 13 minute swim, a 4 hour and 46 minute bike, and a 3 hour and 48 minute run with a few minutes of transitions in there as well. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my top 10 tips to go sub 10 at Challenge Roth. Now I'm going to try and make these the actually useful ones, not just like eat and drink and stuff. I'd hope you'd figured that stuff out by now. If not, and if you're watching this video and you have any other tips, please do drop them in the comment section down below. I want this to be a good resource if you're targeting to go sub 10 hours at Challenge Roth. I'm going to start right at the beginning, just before the swim. Put some good sun cream on, a sports sun cream, an all-day sun cream, waterproof sun cream. Don't waste time in transitions doing this. Get a good product. I'm not going to plug any on here. There are a couple of brands available. Put it on beforehand, let it soak in. Don't worry about it during the day. It will be fine, providing you've got a good quality product, because it is more than likely going to be hot. So there are multiple waves at the swim start, and I'm guessing if you're not in the sub 9 hour like semi-elite age grouper wave, you'll be in any other wave during the morning. Get to the front of that swim start. I don't care if you're not a 45 minute, 2.4 mile swimmer. You want to go sub 10, start as you mean to go on, start at the front of that wave. There'll be a wide range of abilities in that wave. You want to get on the feet of fast swimmers, you want to start your day well, get to the front, stand behind the rope. When they say go, go. You stand a lot better chance of getting on some faster feet if you do that. Now we know it's likely to be very hot. In the swim, start thinking about this. You won't feel that hot at that point, but when you go under bridges, when you go under trees, you'll feel a little bit cooler because the water is cooler because it's not in the sun. Pull your wetsuit down when you swim through that. I know it'll slow you down a little tiny bit, but you'll feel that of the cold water. Just keep that core temperature as low as you can keep it for as long as you can. Later in the day, there won't be anything you can do about it. You will be absolutely red hot. Do that early on. It will pay dividends for you in the next few hours following that. Transition 1. Now transition really matters. Both of my transitions were just over 2 minutes and were ranked quite highly in the day in comparison to my overall finishing position. When you come out of the water, loads of the bags are on the floor. They're in number order, but they're just on the floor and they all look the same. The volunteers at Challenge Roth are some of the best in the world I've come across, and they're there to help you. They want you to have a great race. They want to be of support. So when you get out of the water, shout your number. Not particularly at anybody. If you see a volunteer around you, shout your number. At the very least, they're going to point you to exactly where your bag is, because you're going to feel a little bit disorientated coming out of the water right after you've put it there. Somebody might even pick it up and give it to you, but shout it, give them something to do, because they will want to help you. Remember your number, write it on your hand and shout it when you come into T1, and somebody will give you that. You can then go into the tent and get changed or whatever else, but that saves you that 10, 20, 30 seconds of, oh, where is it? Where did I put it? Oh, is it there? I'm running back and getting stressed. Just shout it. They're there to help you. Onto the bike. Now this is one long topic about pacing. Don't get carried away in the first 20k. It is rolling. You will feel amazing. You'll feel like you can snap the cranks off. Do not do that, because you will pay for it later on. Now if you want to go sub 10, you need a solid bike leg. You don't need to be riding with Magnus Ditlev and Sam Laidlow, but you do need to have a solid bike leg. Don't blow it up in the first 20k. Use other riders to legally draft where possible. Speak to people, tell them to work, do what you can to have a safe, fast and fair ride. The notable climbs of Solar Hill and Greding. Solar Hill isn't really a big climb and the crowd is that amazing. What you need to focus on is keeping the power down, if anything, not up. The climb at Greding, depending how heavy you are and how much power you're putting out, could be anywhere between like 12 to 17, 18 minutes perhaps. That is where you can make or lose minutes. Now, within reason, I think you should push on a bit here. So I normalised for my ride of 4 hours and 46 minutes, 246 watts, and up that climb on both laps, I was just over 300 watts. So it is worthwhile pressing on to save 30 seconds, a minute and a half, to stay with some faster riders who you're with, to get ahead of some other people. That to me is where where you ride harder on the slower sections, and even later into the race on the more rolling sections, press on a little bit, keep that speed there. You want to get a sub 10 hour, you need to keep that speed up, you need to have a solid bike leg. Then my final point about pacing on the bike is in the final few kilometers when you turn off a loop, don't sit up and chill out and think, oh, I'm nearly there now. Keep on the gas, keep to your pacing plan. You will make a fair few positions doing that. Transition 2. Now, I've said the volunteers are excellent, and they really are. Exactly the same thing. When you come in, shout your number. You will have your number on by then, so pull it to the front so they can see it as well. Hopefully you remember where your bag is. Get your bag, well, the volunteers will probably pick your bag up for you and give it to you. Get to a bench, sit down, and begin taking your things off. Don't start going in your bag just yet. A volunteer will more than likely do this for you. So how I did it was I got in there, sat down, started taking my cycling shoes off, and the volunteer tipped my bag out so everything was just in a pile on the floor, but they then like arranged things for in the order that I'd need them. So socks, shoes, nutrition, visor, all of that was sort of done for me. Now I communicated with them that socks, shoes, so they know which order I wanted stuff in, and they were absolutely brilliant. Again, they're there to help you. They want you to have an amazing day. Be polite, be thankful, but tell them what you want. Socks, shoes, nutrition, cap, and they'll do it for you. It is a big advantage. My T2 was just over 2 minutes. It was about the 150th fastest T2 of the day. Make the time up there because you might need it if you're going to be close to 10 hours. Onto the run then. If you are on for a sub 10, you will likely have some good shade early on, depending which start wave you're on. Definitely in the first few miles, and sometimes on some parts of the canal. Use it. Run in the shade, even if it means running a little bit further. Get in that cool, because when you're 20-25 miles deep and you're absolutely roasted, you will be thankful for it. Unique to Challenge Roth, supporters can support you with nutrition at each aid station. You have to check the race guide to be sure, but when I did it, it was just after each aid station. You can have a supporter there to give you a bottle, to give you food, to give you whatever you like. Use it. Use it for morale. Use it for some of your own nutrition. Use it to get a cold bottle of water. Use it for a high five. Whatever you can do, if your support team or somebody who's gone with you, if you do have somebody going with you, can get to one or more than one of the aid stations, it will pay dividends. It honestly will. That extra little bit of thing you think, oh, I'm not going to need that. Give it to them. Tell them to be there. If the option is there, it could save your day. My final point is easier to say than it is to do, but it is to save something for that last 5 miles. There's a real long draggy climb up to the 23 mile point where the last aid station is, and it kills. It is tough. I got up there and blew up quite a bit at the top there. If you can save a little bit of gas just to trudge up there to take on your last bit of nutrition and turn around, you then have like a false flat downhill all the way to the finish, and it'll be a lot easier from that point. So just don't blow up until, well, ideally the finish line, but at least until the 23.5 mile point. So there's my top 10 tips. I hope you have an amazing day at Roth. Even if the time doesn't go to plan or you're not there for racing, it is an amazing race. Have a great day, and hopefully hear from you soon.